And we back. Now, I'm super excited for today's video because I think this is about to be a banger. People always ask me, Kenny, do you have any tips on getting into YouTube and becoming relatively successful? And one thing I tell them, and there are many things I tell you, this is not my only tip, but I'll start sprinkling tips in along these videos. You see a trend, you jump on it. And then you add your little twist to it. So that's what we're doing in today's video. I've been seeing a lot of YouTubers not in the 2K NBA world do these tier ranking lists. The first person I saw do it was iDubbbz, and I don't know if he was the actual first person, but he's the person I saw. He was ranking fast food restaurants. We're talking Chick-fil-A, Burger King, and all that stuff. And I was like, how can I take this and benefit from it? So we're ranking the starting point guards in the NBA by tiers, okay? So I'm gonna put the link in the description so you can play alongside with me. This website is called Tier Maker, and it's been on fire recently. Shout out to the YouTubers and everything. That's the first person to do these. Now, as you can see, we have all 30 starting point guards from this season. We have 5 different tiers, starting with the S tier. Now, the S tier is always looked at as like the superior tier, and it comes from like Japanese gaming or something like that, but it basically means the best of the best. We're talking S tier. It's usually one person or one game or something like that. So, yeah, it's gonna get me a lot of dislikes because I got one person in my S tier. Then we got A, B, C, and D. Y'all know how that works. As you can see, there's no F. Because if you're going to be a starting point guard in the NBA, there's no way you're an F player, you know? Like an F would be if I rolled up to the YMCA. It was like, give me the ball. I'm an F player. But regardless of how bad you are from the naked eye, you're still a starting point guard in the NBA, so you got to have some game. You feel me? So let's get into it. S tier. There's one guy, 2-time MVP, multiple NBA champion. Where is he at? Where's that boy at? Stephen Curry is the S tier point guard in my eyes. He's the greatest point guard in the league. And who knows, when it's all said and done, he adds on a couple more rings. Who knows where he's going to be ranking amongst point guards. But right now, in my eyes, he's the best point guard in the league. And I know right now he's in the playoffs, he's struggling. Oh, speaking of that, I've been live streaming on Twitch, me watching the NBA games. It was super fun the first night we did it. And I'll play you a clip of when Steph Curry missed that dunk in OT. Gets the inbound. Oh my God, bro! What just happened to Steph Curry, bro? So we came out, we had a good time. You should follow me on Twitter and Twitch so you know when I'm going live, all right? So, how we're going to do this, that's my S tier player. Don't get mad. He's the only point guard in that realm. But let's go to the D players. Y'all know I'm a Chicago Bulls fan. And I'm going to keep it real with y'all. Chris Dunn, one of the worst starting point guards in the league. No bias showing. Like, I know Chris Dunn is one of the worst starting point guards in the league. And part of that may have to do with him being relatively young. I think he's 23 years old. He's still trying to find himself. But when you're ranking him amongst the rest of these point guards, he's probably like bottom 5. Along with him, I'm going to put Jalen Brunson in there. He's a rookie. And he balled out relatively to the second half of the season. But again, when we comparing him to these players, he's like D tier. And who else? Let's add another player to the D tier. Point guards. Oh, is that it? Tyler Johnson should go up there too. Again, I'm not saying these players are trash. They just, compared to their peers, towards the bottom. How many of these players would you pick Tyler Johnson over? Exactly. But let's get to the A tier. Now, these A tier players are superstar, all-star point guards. There's a lot of them, okay? So let me start off with my top 3. Where's Brody? Hello? Is he not on this list? There he is. Russell Westbrook is up there. Damian Lillard is up there. And Kyrie Irving. And how can I forget? Kemba Walker's up there. These are my top 5 point guards. And I'm not saying these is any order, but they're in the same tier. All of them are superstar players, and all of them have led their teams to something. And I know Kemba's struggling, but he's been in the playoffs a few times in his career, and his team sucks. But he's the one constant being a superstar. Do I want to put Kemba B tier? Because when I'm looking at these 4 point guards are superstar point guards, at least in my eyes, right? Kemba is close, but it's hard to be a superstar and miss the playoffs, you know? I'll keep him up there, but, you know. So let's go to C tier players. These are the players that, you know, they cool if they go start a point guard, but you're not really super happy about it, but you're not mad about it either. The first person I saw that fits this, where is he at? Where are you at? Where are you? Reggie Jackson. Reggie Jackson is one to do. Sometimes he can go off for 20, 25, but most of the time you probably settle in for like 12 points. He's not going to be super great for you. He's not going to be bad for you either. Then we also have players like Jeff Teague, you know. A super down year for Jeff Teague. And part of me want to put him down here, but I got a little bit more respect for his overall game. I know he's like 33 years old. Who else do we want to throw in this C tier? DJ Augustine should be up there. And before the playoffs, I would probably put him D tier. But the playoffs where he hit the big shot and he was pretty good for 5 games, he gets up there. Who else? So we're about to start putting a lot of players in C tier just because they're young. Trae Young had a great rookie season, but he's also a rookie. You know, it wasn't like he was blowing people out of the water. So there's that. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander played amazing the entire season, and he was a starting point guard of a playoff team as a rookie. Got to put him up there. Justice Winslow, boom, also up there. And the rest we'll come back to as we move on to B tier. Ben Simmons, relatively young, all-star point guard this season. But again, he's not on the level of the people above him, so he's got to be B tier. I'm also putting John Wall there, and part of that may be because I haven't seen him play in such a long time. So I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt, so he's going to be B tier. Along with players like Mike Conley, who had an amazing year this year. I understand his team sucked, but he had an amazing year. These last group of point guard, oh yeah, Eric Bledsoe and Kyle Lowry are both B tier. And I know people are taking dumps on Kyle Lowry recently because he hasn't performed in the playoffs. But overall, Kyle Lowry's an above average point guard. I mean, if you look at C list, C is usually average. You cannot disagree that Kyle Lowry is at least above average. Come on, man. So these last group of people, you can see, oh my God, Chris Paul is still there. Chris Paul is still there. Chris Paul doesn't have the numbers of the A tier, but he has the leadership, the defense, so I'm going to throw him B tier. But the overall consistent amongst the last couple people are either they're young, and I don't know what to do with them. D'Angelo Russell, B tier. Y'all know what happened to D'Angelo Russell recently, right? Can't be using that type of stuff or taking that stuff to the airport. Jamal Murray, this playoff run has made him a B tier. Before the playoffs, actually before the season, he would probably be down here, but he's been very good. Like just last night, 11 for 11 at the free throw line. He knocked down 6 in a row to win the game, and he's also at 10 for 20. Like those are great numbers. So he's there, but he's also super young. He could end up in this tier eventually. Same thing with D'Angelo Russell. He could end up there, but of course, we're talking about right now. So players like Derek Collison, he was good this season. Boom. Derek White, these last people are gonna get, okay, I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna figure this out. I'll be right back. Okay, so I figured it out. All right, so we're gonna put Derek White into the C tier. He had that one very big playoff game, but after that, Gary Harris put that man's on clamps in game 7. He was like 0 for 7. He's also super young, but he had a good season, so he is C tier. Lonzo Ball, C tier right now. Elfrid Payton is going to be D tier, and I know he had 3 straight games where he put up a triple-double. I understand that. And I think that Elfrid Payton still has a chance to be a pretty decent point guard, but I was reading something, and it said that Elfrid Payton has had a new head coach every single year of his NBA career. How do you expect a point guard to develop into anything which each year he's running something different from a different coach? So hopefully he finds some consistency, but I'm putting him where he is. I am also putting Dennis Smith Jr. there. Come at me if you want. I'm putting Dennis Smith Jr. there. Super young. Still some time. Again, I got to say that after everybody because I know the comments are going to be like, Kenny, he's only 21 years old. I understand that, but we're ranking him right now. We're not projecting where he's going to be. Ricky Rubio, definitely a C tier. Point guard, De'Aaron Fox. He is not on the level of these guys just yet. Year 2, he was incredible. So he's like early tier 3. And then lastly, Colin Sexton. Colin Sexton. What do we do with Colin Sexton? He had a good second half of his rookie season. But if I'm ranking players, how many C tier players are better than Colin Sexton? All of them. He's D tier. I'm going to do some revising to make sure this is what I like. So give me a second. All right, so I feel good about my list. I know some of y'all may not, but let me get a little recap. S tier, best of the best, we have Stephen Curry. A tier, still superstars, but just not S tier. We have Russell Westbrook, Damian Lillard, Kyrie Irving, and Kemba Walker. B tier, very good point guards, just not superstars. Some of them yet. We have Ben Simmons, John Wall, Mike Conley, Eric Bledsoe, Kyle Lowry, Chris Paul, Jamal Murray, and D'Angelo Russell. Then we have the C tier, which are average, and a lot of these players are young. They can become very good, but we have De'Aaron Fox, who I still don't feel good about. But he's not good enough to be B tier, but it feels disrespectful to have him as C tier, but we're going to leave him where he's at. Reggie Jackson, Jeff Teague, DJ Augustine, Trae Young. Similar thing, but he's coming off his rookie season. Next year, he'll probably be B tier. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Justice Winslow, Darren Collison, Derek White, Lonzo Ball, Ricky Rubio. Then D tier, the lower quality starting point guards right now: Chris Dunn, Jalen Brunson, Tyler Johnson, Elfrid Payton, Dennis Smith Jr., and Colin Sexton. There it is. That is my list. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to leave it a like. If I see a lot of good reviews or just a lot of interaction in general, I'll drop the shooting guard list. Thank y'all. Peace.